what's really interesting about this film is that the history of it, I think it gets kind of tangled up in the whole kind of thing where people think that it was supposed to be Beverly Hills Cop and kind of is, but isn't at the same time. So I need to go through just a brief history of just Beverly Hills Cop here, just for a moment, so we can just set up how it gets to Stallone. Okay, so when I read what I read was that the idea for Beverly Hills Cop actually first came up in 1977. It was Michael Eisner who actually came up with it. So Michael Eisner used to be the CEO of Disney much later, but this is when he was working at Paramount Pictures, and his boss at the time gave him a 1976 Mercedes convertible. And the first day that he drove the car around, he was given a ticket by for speeding. And he was thinking to himself, how funny would it be that he's to be a cop in Beverly Hills dealing with the rich and famous? Like, imagine he's putting his shoes of a cop and he's giving his, ticket to this
Yeah,
exec,
yeah.
film exec. And that's where he kind of got the idea. And then he brings it to Don Simpson, the infamous Don
Oh
Simpson, the
yeah.
movie producer of the 80s, and just so many stories about him. They bring in a screenwriter to work on it. His name was Danilo Bark. He couldn't get right, could right get it at the moment. They left it behind, and then in '81, the Bark comes back to Simpson, who's with Paramount, and he said, "I'm thinking about the film should be called Beverly Drive." That's what it was originally called, Beverly
Mm.
Drive, and it was about a cop from Pittsburgh named Ellie Axel, who comes to Beverly Hills to investigate the death of a friend. And so that's how the ball kind of starts rolling with the whole Axel thing and everything else. Yeah. And then later on, after 1983, where Bruckheimer and Simpson did Flashdance, they were looking for a new project, so they go back to the Beverly Hills Cop idea. And then they brought in this other guy named Daniel Petrie Jr. Now, he's the one that did the whole kind of fish out of water concept, made it funny. They changed the name now to Axel Ellie. He's now from Detroit. And then the first actor they go to wasn't Stallone, it was actually Mickey Rourke they went to at the time to go
How
on to
about
this
that?
film. And they signed him to a $400,000 holding contract. But then Rourke wanted to make some changes to the script. Originally, the contract runs out and they move on. Now it's Stallone. They go to him. And this is where kind of like I find it really interesting in that Stallone has this thing that he does with projects. He rarely gives up control on a
Oh
project.
yeah.
If he's going to take on something, he's going to Stallonify it, which is
He's
essentially
all in.
what all in what he did here. There's a great quote that he had in there was a series of interviews he did with Ain't It Cool News back in 2006 when he was promoting Rocky Balboa. So he actually said that when he read the script for Beverly Hills Cop, this is his quote, "I thought they sent it to the wrong house. Somehow me trying to comically terrorize Beverly Hills is not the stuff that great yuck festivals are made of. So I rewrote the script to suit what I do best. And by the time I was done, it looked like the opening scene from Saving Private Ryan on the beaches of Normandy. And believe it or not, he actually said that the finale in the script, first script that he wrote, was him in a stolen Lamborghini playing chicken with an oncoming freight train being driven by the ultra slimy bad guy. And so, of course, Paramount says no to that. They move on. They get Daniel Petrie to rewrite it for Eddie Murphy. That becomes Beverly Hills Cop. The script that Stallone kind of like did himself, that becomes Cobra. Very interesting stuff, isn't it? Because you have these
Yeah.
long-lasting scripts been around since '77. They bring it to the biggest guy in the world, and he says, "I won't do that, but I will do it if it's this." And they said, "Not interested." And then you got two films made out of the one material. Pretty interesting, I think.
I mean, the whole production, the aspect of producing movies is fascinating because I think to the layman, or just your average audience goer, for them, they think, oh, well, hey, DiCaprio was offered X amount of dollars and he just said yes. And then the movie was made a year later. And it's
Hmm.
the development process that movies go through is one of the most fascinating aspects altogether of the movie making process because it's just not an overnight thing. It takes time to make these movies. Sure, so every now and again you'll get something like, "Hey, the script is ready." It's like, "We got to go now. This is the time that we have everybody." And a lot of times you find with those movies, they go because of that, because they have like the principles that they need that are available at a specific time. And a lot of times that's why a movie goes forward into production without a script being fully finished or sometimes even like done at all. Because they're like, well, we have everybody, we have the concept, let's just start shooting because this is the time that we have. But some movies just languish, and it takes a long time to get there. But I don't know. I would love to see the interdimensional version of Sylvester Stallone's Beverly Hills Cop. That would be awesome, just to see what that would have been. I mean, a Lamborghini, chasing down playing chicken with a freight train. Like, come on, with Stallone in there yelling really loud, doing the Stallone yell in a Lamborghini while he's chasing down a freight train. That would be amazing. I want to see it.
Thank you for watching the Matt's Movie Reviews channel. Please subscribe for more reviews, podcast interviews, and exclusive content.